Hello there. How's it going? Hello, hello. Hey, JP, how are you? How is it going? Oh, hello, Megan. I feel like I was just texting you. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Victor. How are you? I'm gonna do the annoying thing that I should have done before I started this live stream, which is clean this camera up a little bit. I'm pretty goose. JP fanboy says pretty good. I just got all applied to MFA programs, so feeling pretty good. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Good luck. I hope it goes well. That's great. A friend of mine actually who's like 3 years younger than me, is applying to MFA programs for the first time this year. Excuse me. And I got to hear about his story, like his different applications a little bit this year. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't really miss that. Like the year that I applied for a ton of MFA programs, that was pretty much my life for 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. So thankful it's not my life. What is Vaporwave? That sounds like an amazing band name. I was bored AF. Victor was bored AF listening to Vaporwave, and then I saw the stream. Made my night, really. Well, I guess we can go home now. We've already made Victor's night, so we'll call it a success. Check. It's a genre. Okay, tell me what Victor, tell me what Vaporwave is, Victor, please. Vapor Save is the postmodernism of music. JP, Vaporwave is the postmodernism of music, really? What is that? How? I want to know more. This might be a little bit of a chill stream because I did not post about it beforehand. Usually I'd schedule it, and I did not. It's not a genre, it's a lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle, it's an aesthetic. The other very quick disclaimer I should make is that if we have any technical difficulties today, I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm just kidding. But I am gonna be very upset. We have had 2 straight weeks of technical difficulties and having to restart the stream. My phone that I use to record these live streams is incredibly old and cracked and broken, and I don't know, I've deleted so much stuff off of it so that it has a ton of space. I've restarted it. I really hope that this works. Bear with me. Thank you for showing up at all. It's an aesthetic. So what's it like though? What's it like? Do I know any Vaporwave artists? What are the characteristics of it? Because I'm very curious. I always love new music, so I'm into it. Ooh. Anyways, happy I could make your night a little bit more exciting. You guys ready for the beer that I'm drinking tonight? Macintosh Plus 420 song. It's one of the classics. I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. I might look that up later though, because that sounds really interesting. I'm going to show you the beer that I'm drinking. Vaporwave takes any old music chops and screws and slows it down. So, crap, what was the name of that one artist? I get chopping and screwing. New music from exclusively old music. Okay. Now I dig it though. Not exclusively, Victor says though. This is beautiful. I love this because I'm getting 2 slightly different versions of the same, of a definition at the same time. Dude, I can't do anything right today. This thing is crooked now. If I mess with it, I'm just gonna break it. So we're gonna be a little crooked today. I'm gonna break it if I play with this too much. Oops, I've been putting you guys on keeping you on the edge of your seat for this beer though. LaCroix. Good old peach pear, is that what this one is? Nope, orange LaCroix. I have no beer in the house again. So what's up with you guys? How's it going? What's new? It's been a week. What's new with you guys? Oh. Smoke and Mirrors, Short Fictions and Illusions by Neil Gaiman. Is it good? Because I've heard good things. I have looked at that book and almost bought it a couple times. Yep, then Vaporwave died and rose again with 2814, an album with 100% original music and no samples. Okay. Megan can attest to this, but I really enjoy talking to her about samples because I think it's one of, like, no matter how you feel about Kanye, I think that it's one of the strongest arguments you can make for Kanye's relevance is his, like, producing and his sampling. Super good. No matter how you feel about Kanye. Christopher, how far into that book are you, by the way? Yep, then... Oh, I already read that comment. Oops. I'm very into nostalgia. I can get behind consumerism and, like, consumerism and anti-capitalism, but I'm very into nostalgia. Imagine that as someone's Instagram bio. Like, I think I immediately like the person whose Instagram bio says, very into, nostalgia. Like, I know we're going to be friends if the person is very into nostalgia. Have I read any Neil Gaiman? Yes. Let me tell you a Neil Gaiman story really quickly. One, I just most recently read, this is not the interesting story, but I'll get it out of the way. I most recently read Neverwhere? Is that what it's called? Neverwhere? Okay. Is that what it's called? Neverwhere? I know that whole book. I just read it 3 months ago. I know exactly what book I'm talking about, but I can't remember the title. Neverwhere, I think. That was really good. I liked it. American Gods, which is the typical, one of the more famous Neil Gaiman books. I listened to the audiobook of American Gods, the extended author's edition or whatever it's called, where Neil Gaiman wanted to include a lot, on a drive across the country when I was going to grad school with a friend. So that was an amazing drive because we're driving through the West. It's his first time out West ever, and we're listening to American Gods, which has a lot of road trip parts to it. And yeah, American Gods is great. I don't know that I've read any other Neil Gaiman other than those two. First 50 pages, the introduction, and the first 3 short stories. Sweet. Nice. I hope it's good. Neil Gaiman's, he's good. He's like his own little genre. Like, there are Neil Gaiman books, then there are the rest of the world books. So, dope. Probably watched the Vaporwave vid, lol. Oh, you're talking about that other thing. Hey, here's a thing I'll read to you guys real quick. Hey, Kevin. How's it going? This is how are you, Kevin? This is a quick poem for those of you who are early to the stream, or at least on time to the stream. So, this poem is called Stillborn by Sylvia Plath. These poems do not live. It's a sad diagnosis. They grew their toes and fingers well enough. Their little foreheads bulged with concentration. If they missed out on walking about like people, it wasn't for any lack of mother love. Oh, I cannot understand what happened to them. They are proper in shape and number and every part. They sit so nicely in the pickling fluid. They smile and smile and smile and smile at me. And still the lungs won't fill and the heart won't start. They are not pigs, they are not even fish, though they have a piggy and a fishy air. It would be better if they were alive, and that's what they were. But they are dead, and their mother near dead with distraction, and they stupidly stare and do not speak of her. Stillborn by Sylvia Plath. Dude, I'm a sucker for meta poems just as much as I am for metafiction. Is there such a thing as meta nonfiction? Yeah, there's gotta be. Meta nonfiction. It's just not a word we use. Let's see here. I love Sylvia Plath. Your videos are the best. Liver Evil. Laverival. Nope. Laverival. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but I'm choosing to pronounce it Laverival. Thank you, Laverival. I like your name. Thank you. Yeah, Sylvia Plath is great. I need to read more Sylvia Plath because I have not read. I've never sat down and read a whole book of hers. Hey, Steven, how's it going? But I need to. Let's see here. Maybe one more poem if I can find it. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. I haven't read this in forever. Okay. This, man, it's been probably 7 or 8 years since I first read this poem. I'm great, Steven. I got home from work, ate some pizza, came straight here. And I need to get up really early tomorrow to run before work. So I'm feeling a little out of whack tonight. I think I'm just tired. So I'm probably not going to be on here super long, but as long as the technology itself doesn't break, then I would feel a little bit bad about calling the live stream early because we sometimes don't get that lucky. So cross your fingers for the live stream. Let's see. Okay, so this is a poem called The Language of the Brag by Sharon Olds. I have wanted excellence in the knife throw. I have wanted to use my exceptionally strong and accurate arms and my straight posture and quick electric muscles to achieve something at the center of a crowd, the blade piercing, vibrating like the cock. I have wanted some epic use for my excellent body, some heroism, some American achievement beyond the ordinary for my extraordinary self. Magnetic and tensile, I have stood by the sand lot and watched the boys play. I have wanted courage. I have thought about fire and the crossing of waterfalls. I have dragged around my belly big with cowardice and safety, my stool black with iron pills, my huge breasts oozing mucus, my legs swelling, my hands swelling, my face swelling and darkening, my hair falling out, my inner sex stabbed again and again with terrible pain like a knife. I have lain down. I have lain down and sweated and shaken and passed blood and feces and water, and slowly, alone in the center of a circle, I have passed the new person out, and they have lifted the new person free of the act and wiped the new person free of that language of blood like praise all over the body. I have done what you wanted to do, Walt Whitman, Allen Ginsberg. I have done this thing, I and the other women, this exceptional act with the exceptional heroic body, this giving birth, this glistening verb, and I am putting my proud American boast right here with the others. I like that one a lot. Oh, JP with some long comments. Let me read these real quick. Plath takes the exact opposite position of Fernando Pessoa, who only thinks his poems are alive and he is really not, or at least not forever, like his poems. To be whole, it is enough to exist. I have written quite a number of poems, and may write many more, of course. Each poem of mine explains it, though all my poems are different, because each thing that exists always proclaiming it. Nice. Yeah, I like that. I think too, like, I don't know that in this poem Sylvia Plath is talking about all of her poems. I think she's talking about a couple of them. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about all of them. I don't get the feeling that she is talking about poetry writ large, but rather that she's talking about that thing that some of us do, a lot of us do, all of us do, hopefully, at some point in the writing process, where like you know how stories are supposed to, can work. You have a story you want to tell, and you try your best to do those two things. Then you create this thing which is not like what you imagined, and you tried really hard, but like it just doesn't stand up on itself. Like it doesn't breathe. It's not it. You tried, but it's not it. So like you did everything you were supposed to, but You failed in some way, and it's not alive. I think she's talking more about like the failed writing process than she is about her best poems. But what do I know? You know, none of us know. None of us know. So anyways, those are the poems. Ugh. What else are people reading? Anything interesting? Any exciting plans this week, anyone? I'm trying to think if I have any exciting plans. It's like the last time I tried to make curry. Fell pretty short. Yeah, that's my roommate. Oh, Megan's gonna buy a house. That's interesting. Megan, tell me more. I've never heard of this before. Scott, my favorite thing Scott does is he logs onto my live stream from like 20 feet that direction. You can probably hear me talking right now. Memories of My Melancholy Whores. You'd love it. Who is that by? That is a hell of a title. Steven, I have not yet started it, but it is sitting on my soon-to-be-read pile. Thought you should know. A collection of poetry by Mao Zedong. Wow. Dang, is that good? I had no idea that Mao had written poems. You learn something new every day. Hey, finished Underworld was good, but some parts just dragged on. Yeah. Yeah. Marquez? No way. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Sebastian, hello. I don't know if I've said hello yet. Hi, hope you're doing well. Finished Underworld was good, but some parts just dragged on. Dang, okay. Props to you for doing it, though, because that is a long freaking book. Yeah. I'm trying to read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance because it's on every read this before you die list. I love that. There's a really funny John Green, I think it's a John Green story about that book, where I don't want to mess this up, but he basically, like, for a period of life said, whenever anybody was like, what book are you reading? He said that book because he thought that it would be interesting to the people, even though he was not actually reading the book and had not, or I think people would ask him, what's the best book you've read recently? And then he would say that book because everyone was talking about it, but he hadn't actually read it. And so like it got him into the conversation, but then it also left him like out to dry because then he had no idea what he was talking about. So they are decent. The translation though is rough. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. I am reading way too much stuff, as always. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you what all I'm reading. So, Harry Potter, still. 99 Nights in Logar, which is that book I talked about a little bit on the last stream, which I'm almost done with. This is what I was reading today, actually. Almost done with. A brand new book just came in by, it's called Deep Creek by Pam Houston, which I'm very ready to read. Those three are the three that I like need to do right now. But then there's also If You Come Softly by Jacqueline Woodson, which my girlfriend just read and I want to read. We're reading it together. And also it's like a super quick read. And then there's all the other books that I've talked about a million times on the channel. Although I will say, also reading an audiobook, The End of the World by, The End of the World by Jonathan Franzen. Essays on climate change and birding, and it's good so far. I'm probably 2 or 3 hours into it. It's good so far. I had a lot of free time for a month, so I figured now is the time to read a long book. That's awesome. That's very much, that is an accomplishment. Liz is here. Liz, how are you? Said, I loved Plainsong. No way. The story behind this is that my friend Steven, who is in the chat, read this book and thought of me, and so sent it, and now I'm going to read it as soon as I can. I read the back, and it looks very good, plus National Book Award finalist. I opened a page or two and thought it looked really good, so heck yeah. And thanks for coming, Liz. I'm on the last few stories of the LF collection by Borge. I find the stories themselves more enjoyable than in ficciones, but ficciones messed with my mind a lot more. I just probably said all of those things incorrectly. I don't even know how you say, is it Borge? Is that correct? I'm so bad at pronouncing things. It messed with your mind a little bit more. Yeah. I think it's also a trilogy, so I need to get into the other novels of his. That's Plain Song. Nice. Nice. I'm doing... I'm reading All the Light We Cannot See. Very bored with it, honestly. That sucks. I'm sorry, Kevin. Yeah. That book got a lot of hype, and I feel like that's always an uphill climb for books. I'm going to do something really quickly. Dude, the lighting is a million times better if I don't turn on my overhead light. As soon as I said that, it got really bright. I'm trying to get better at this whole thing, and I'm not very good at it. But at least the phone hasn't cracked so far. Liz says, I'm starting the second one this month. Steven, nice. Hola, everyone. Ryan, Alan here. Hey, Alan, how are you? Alan, you just sent me an email. I'll get back to you on that. I promise. I'm like not caught up on my personal emails right now. Part of this whole having a brand new job thing is that I'm really enjoying my new job, and I'm writing a ton, which is nice because I'm a writer. But my personal stuff has fallen by the wayside. So there are a lot of personal projects I need to get done, including more reading. The good news is I'm not going to hate it, though, because I'm writing a lot right now. I'm very happy with that. I just like wrote an essay today just because I had the time and the situation to write it. So that was great. I'm finally here when you're live. Usually miss it, but I'm reading a lot of Canadian Lit, for a Canadian Book Prize coming up. Heck yeah. Lots of memoir and speculative fiction. Anything good that you can talk about? Hi, Ryan. Best wishes from Trinidad. Hello, Raquel. Raquel? Bibliotherapist, Raquel. Hello. Vault Boy. Hello. We have London, Trinidad, Canada. This is great. Canada's so exotic. So far away. Writers are happiest when they're writing. Exactly. Like, if the writing is going well, I'm not going to question anything else. Because that's such a big if. Yeah. Greetings from London. Hello, Vault Boy. Let's see here. The best I've read from the list so far is All Are Wrong Todays by Ilan Mustai. All Are Wrong Todays. Does anyone else ever feel that there are a lot of really good titles published every year? And that makes me a little sad because, like, I don't think that this is completely logical, but a part of me thinks that there's only so many good titles out there, and every time a good title is published, I'm like, crap, that's one more good title gone. There's only a few left. All Are Wrong Todays. I'm a big fan of that. That's a good one. There are also a lot of really terrible titles that are published every year, so. I liked Washington Black a lot. Weird parallel reality story. Nice. All Are Wrong Todays. Nice. Oh, that's a really good point. Vault Boy. Yes. Imagine the titles in different languages who will never be translated. Yeah. Or that like get translated incorrectly and they actually mean something way more beautiful in another language. Now I'm stressing. Now I'm stressing hardcore. Yikes. Like, what is, I don't know, for instance, I'm imagining 100 Years of Solitude. That is a really great title. Does it mean exactly that in Spanish? Like, there's all these, don't need to preach to the choir here. You all know this. Words have nuances, like, especially words in other languages have nuances that I can't really imagine. I imagine that title is really beautiful in Spanish. Oh, yeah. Alan, what are you reading right now? Anything, Washington Black. What else? The This is the beer that I'm drinking tonight. It's LaCroix, for those of you who missed it. East of Eden. Very good. My girlfriend is supposed to be reading East of Eden. She had to take a break because she's reading a million other things. Sebastian said, I think it's the same. Maybe it was a really terrible example, it turns out. It's a buddy read with Dad in Arizona. Nice. Nice. Megan says, I am reading it. She just had to take a break because, to be clear, she's done as much or more reading than I have recently. So, like, I'm not trying to crap on her. I read East of Eden last year. I loved it. Yeah. One of my top... Steven, who is in the chat, is actually responsible for me reading that book, too. And that is probably top 5 all-time books. Don't ask me for my top 5 all-time books because I'm stressed just trying to think about what would be on that list and what wouldn't be. That's the more sad part. What wouldn't be on that list. The Swedish language doesn't really have the word solitude. So in Swedish, the title is more like 100 Years of Loneliness, which is so different than solitude. Exactly. Loneliness and solitude have such different nuance. I would much rather be in solitude than I would be lonely. There's like a... there's like a level of... I don't know how to... There's like regality in solitude. Like it's kind of regal to be in solitude. I don't know. Not sure where to go with Steinbeck now, though. The Winter of Our Discontent is a very quick, easy novel that I really liked. Of Mice and Men, obviously. The big one's Grapes of Wrath. Grapes of Wrath is similarly like a big world. Transash, hey Ryan, how's it going? I'm good. How are you? I'm having a good Monday so far. Pale King, good stuff. Dude, everyone has read Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Jesus, I need to read it. It's my favorite book. East of Eden is fantastic, Steven says. I also love the film adaptation, which I have not seen. Infinite Jest was the first book I ripped in half to get through it. The Executioner's Song in the beginning was the plunge. Hello in the beginning. I'm not sure I've said hello yet. I have not read The Executioner's Song. Who's that by? I kind of want to get on the next Infinite Summer just to rip the book in half. Do they still do Infinite Summer? I was under the impression that they might not, but I also don't really pay attention. You're going to be surprised with Zen. By mailer, gotcha. Wow, I just completely blanked out there for 5 to 10 seconds. Just got the last one. Book haul in the mail today. Lots of Nabokov to read. Nice. We could all read more Nabokov. Heck yeah. Started a Discord server. Oh, that's why. It's because I'm not on Discord. That's why. Yeah, because I noticed on Twitter it didn't seem super active, and I'm not active on Twitter. So I may have just missed it. That explains it. That explains it. Steven, when do you want to read Infinite Jest again? I shouldn't ask that question. That's a very mean question. I would, I'd start it tomorrow if I thought I had any chance of finishing it in the next 3 months. And didn't feel like reading anything else for 3 months. We advertised it a lot on Reddit too. That explains it. I'm just not on the right social media. Yeah. Never again, Stevens. Never again. I love it. I will most likely... I don't know. I'm torn right now because I'm trying very hard to live my life in the... I've thought a lot about this over the last 2 weeks. I'm trying really hard to live my life in the you're not guaranteed any time, so why plan... Why say things like, I'm going to read Infinite Jest once more in my life, assuming I live 60 more years. You're not guaranteed any of that. Don't count on that stuff. Just read what's important right now, that kind of thing. I'm torn because on the one hand, I'm saying that. On the other hand, in the next, 10 years, I would like to reread Infinite Jest, but I don't imagine... You get to... This may not sound amazing to everyone, but maybe one day I'll see it on the show. Yes, exactly like that, Steven. This may not ring true with absolutely everyone, but it is pretty true of where I am at in my life currently. I am at the age where I'm old, basically. I'm at the age where I'm like looking down. I've like walked in this huge big maze, right? And this maze was very confusing, and I had no idea how I was going to get out. And I'm not completely out of it yet, but like I had no idea how I was going to get out, and I could never see more than like one turn ahead. And then all of a sudden I walked out into this like very long hallway, and there's a light way at the end of that hallway, but it's a long hallway. And I can now, the metaphor here is that I can now see, I can pretty well see what like the next 40 years of my life look like, which is amazing, because to have that kind of like certainty is beautiful. Like, spoiler, Megan is in the chat. I know who I love. Like, I know where we're gonna live. Like, I know what I want to do with my life. I have a job that is what I want to do with my life, at least for now, and it's in the right ballpark, you know, for my life's work. Like, I have hobbies that I love. Like, you know, I can just see, like, I can see down that hallway, and that is great, but I also can see down that hallway and I can see like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna have another big summer where I can just like randomly read Infinite Jest all day, every day. So, does that make any sense at all? Am I rambling? I'm old, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, missed a lot of comments. I hope Megan is still here for that. I hope she heard that. If not, that's kind of awkward. Let's see. Have any of you read House of Leaves? My boyfriend's mom gave it to me with the idea that I'd love it, and I'm kind of intimidated. That's okay. I have mine right here. It's right off. It's right here. You can see it. And I can't wait to read it. You don't be intimidated. You got this. There's no way it's as hard as some of the other books out there. There's no way. Starting Gravity's Rainbow, for instance. See the next comment. Starting Gravity's Rainbow. Number one tip on reading Gravity's Rainbow. Finish it in 3 months. And if you have a time limit, set a number of pages, like do the math on however many pages it is, divided by 90 days, and do that amount of pages no matter what. If you get behind one day, you have to start panicking and reread that amount, because if you ever get behind, you will not do it. You have to set that amount of pages and go for it. Yeah. I believe in you, though. I have the feeling you have to read Infinite Jest at least 2 to 3 times to understand it fully somehow. I'm not even sure you understand it fully after that. But yeah, I feel you. At least, like, on some level, you have to read it 3 times. It gave me a feeling like when you have a hangover. Yeah, I read that already. Just read Gravity's Rainbow with the book chemist and all, end of last year. I read half of it. Awesome book. Don't be intimidated. Just jump into it. Audiobook of Infinite Jest is massive. Megan says, I like our hallway. Yeah, I love our hallway too. It's just different than the maze that I was in. I'm in love with our hallway. Don't get me wrong. Very happy with the hallway. It's, you know, it's just different than the maze that I was in for a very long time. I don't miss the maze, to be clear. I don't miss it. Sorry, still trying to catch up. How long is the audiobook for Infinite Jest? It's like 40 hours, right? If DFW was still alive, what would he read nowadays? This is, I think, common knowledge. He taught, when he was like teaching, like on his syllabi for classes that he taught, he included a bunch of like detective fiction stuff. Like he liked to read all kinds of stuff, as all of us do. That was because he was human, and we all read all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I read stuff that I'm not proud of, and that I'm really proud of, and that, you know, we all just read all kinds of crazy stuff. What would he write book reviews on? That is a really interesting question, and I don't know. Ghost teeth, pension. Maybe you're just an old soul because you're pretty damn young. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm still pretty young. Yeah. Also, stuff's just gonna change. It always changes. Sorry, there are a lot of comments, and I thought I was more caught up. Hey, Paul Martin, how are you? Sorry, I'm just getting to this. Terrell, hello. How are you? Matt Miller says hi. I'm just tuning in, and yes, that makes a lot of sense, Ryan. Paul says I might be approaching that hallway. Yeah. I think, like, you know, you spend so long trying to figure it out. I'm not saying I have it figured out, but, like, I now know vaguely the area that my life is going in, and I'm a fan of that. I hope it looks nice. The hallway. Gotta decorate it correctly. There's a Super Bowl for books. What would you call it? Let me think on that. Other ideas, chat? Do you have any ideas? Uh... 56 hours for the Infinite Jest audiobooks. 50 Shades of Grey. Michael says hello. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on comments. Should I be intimidated by Cormac McCarthy? Is he a tough read? I'm not the right person to ask. I've only read The Road. And the people on this channel love to give me crap for that. So I don't know. Ask the comments. A lot of them are very smart people who have read more Cormac McCarthy than me. How's your progress with the Harry Potter books? Good. I'm on Order of the Phoenix. It's just slowed down because I got a job. Buying a house. You know, the list goes on. There's never enough time. But thank you for your question, Chiara. I hope I said your name wrong. Did I say your name? Or I hope I said your name right. Did I say your name wrong? Is what I meant to ask. Let's see here. Thoughts on Dostoevsky or Proust? I've read neither of them, actually. I don't think I've read either of them. Super Bowl for books should be called Super Hall. I have no doubt Gravity's Rainbow is a great book, but I tried to read it and it's a bit too doomy for me. Like, tell me more what you mean by doomy. Blood Meridian is tough. Infinite Jest audiobook is like almost 60 hours, yeah. Oh, yikes. That's so big. Okay, I caught all the way up on comments. Whew, there's a lot of them. We got a lot of people hanging out here right now. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for spending part of your Monday with me. Holy cow, it's been 40 minutes already. I'm getting drunk on this LaCroix. I love your book reviews, but I'd love to see more videos on the classic authors. Yeah, I feel like I've been saying this for like the last 2 years. I'm really trying to get in a groove. I want to be in a groove where I'm like putting stuff out, but life has a way of throwing hurdles at you all the time. I have The Dead House to read by him. The Bibliotherapist, by the way. I love your channel title. Anna Karenina. It's one of the best that just rolls off your tongue. Anna Karenina. By the way, Chiara, if I'm saying that correctly, which I'm not sure that I am, what book, like what classic authors do you mean? What would you like to see? I'm trying to think of a good name for the Super Bowl. Of books. The Super Bowl of books. Part of my day today at work was spent in a like hour-long brainstorm session, and for the first 7 or 8 minutes, we all just sat there and we were like, we had nothing. And then all the ideas started flowing, which was great. The Biblio Bowl. That's maybe my my favorite so far. The Biblio Bowl. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Did people here watch the Super Bowl? I don't know. I would guess no, but I don't know. Alan, Big Hard Books and Classics, is organizing a Dubliners read-along in March. Anything Dubliners, feel free to join in. I'm trying to remember. I like the halftime show. Nice. Did anybody hear about that new Marlon James book, which is either out currently or is coming out? It looks super interesting. I think he's on like I think he's on the Tonight Show tonight, maybe. I have not read Brief History of Seven Killings, by the way. But has anybody seen the like reviews and stuff for the new Marlon James book? Because that looks nuts. It's fantasy. It's like fantasy set in Africa and other stuff. I don't remember. Yeah, I've heard good things about it, but the library holds list is so long, it's gonna be a while. Yeah. I definitely did not watch it, Michael says. Same. I was vaguely aware that it was going on, and then I got on Facebook and I was like, oh right, I should be on Facebook less. That was how my night went last night. I was like, all right, I don't want to spend my time here. Yeah. Anyways, that new, sorry, I feel really out of it. Black Leopard, Red Wolf. Thank you. That looks super good. Yeah. I want to read it, but I also bought that book like 2 years ago, and I want to read that too. So yeah. Did anybody have anything interesting happen this weekend other than the Super Bowl? I'm trying to think if I had anything interesting. Not really. No, I went shopping with my girlfriend and my mom, and her mom, which was about we went to IKEA, which is the exciting thing that I did this weekend. I watched Superbad instead of the Super Bowl. That's hilarious. First time on the live stream, love the channel. Brent, thank you. Thank you for coming. That's very sweet of you. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Nope, just book shopping. The ch in Chiara is pronounced like a K, Italian origin. Okay, very interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts. So, be like Chiara, right? Chiara. Love to know your thoughts on authors like Jane Austen, Dickens, Shakespeare, Twain, etc. Interesting. Okay, so like real classic, real old school. Good stuff. I thought that Chiara was pronounced like Sierra. I did run that one over in my head. I was like, maybe it's like Sierra. Nope, we were wrong. Can anyone recommend some good audiobooks? Most of the ones I've listened to, I feel would be better to just read. Yes, I can. So if you've read any David Sedaris, or even if you haven't read any David Sedaris, I recently listened to Theft by Finding by David Sedaris, read by David Sedaris, which was amazing. He reads his own work very well. He's funny. That's a very good one. Ah, Raquel got that New American Stories anthology. I hope you like it. I imagine you ran into that here on the channel, on the live stream. That makes me very happy because the more people who own that book, the better the world is. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what else I can recommend for audiobooks. Other people? Megan says Becoming was lovely on audiobook. I want to read it. Don't tell audiobook. I'm thinking about trying to figure out how I can log into Megan's audiobook on my phone so that I can listen to her copy instead of having to buy my own. Sorry, Michelle. Maybe I'll just buy my own, but yeah. Did an amazing road trip with my significant other and went to 4 bookstores so far. Hopefully at least one more tomorrow. Heck yeah. Also, I love your name. Books are a reason. Books are a reason. Yes, they are. They're a reason for lots of good things. Toni Morrison also reads a lot of her own books. Oh, snap. I bet that's really good. Smart call. Smart call. Victor is kind of on track for 52 books. That's great. Heck yeah. Keep after. Made by Stephanie Land is an audiobook recommendation. Nice. I loved Wonder Boys by Michael Chabon. The dude who read that, like, Wonder Boys is kind of melancholy. It's like, speaking of getting old, it's like that melancholic middle-aged novel where, oh man, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to think of another book like it. Anyways, where like you're supposed to be a functioning adult and like you have a job in the real world and you have all this like stuff together, and then your life just kind of like falls apart in the most embarrassing, terrible, humiliating, grounding ways, and it has a really good person reads that one. That's a good one. Let's see. Thoughts on A Serial Killer's Daughter by Carrie Rawson, who happens to be the daughter of Dennis Rader, aka the BTK murderers. I have no idea. That sounds nuts. I do know that a lot of people on the internet are saying that Ted Bundy looks hot because of the Netflix thing, so there's that. We've introduced a new generation of people to how hot Ted Bundy was, apparently. This is the world that we live in. He, to be fair, not unattractive, but also not attractive. Like, no, not attractive, no. Yikes. Megan, what? That was funny. Did you read Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay? Very good read, and I'm not into comic books. People love to say that about that book. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know. No, my copy is also, you can't see it, but it's right here. So I'm hoping to read it this year. I promise that I will read it this year. He was attractive. No. Just like Lenin and young Stalin. Bad and horrible and awful too. Yeah. To me, like, no. No one looks that good. No one looks so good that you forget about their serial killer, like, unless we do, in which case I'm depressed now, is mostly. I like went through both options in my head. I was like, yeah, that's right. No one looks that good that we can just forget about their serial killer tendencies. Crap. Unless people actually look that good and we're so attracted to people, like, on the surface that we can forget about their serial killer tendencies. And I got depressed, so. Let's see here. Oh, Victor. Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Grodin and Born a Crime by Trevor Noah are also really good audiobooks. Does Trevor Noah read his audiobook? Because his voice is great, and I would totally listen to him read that. We got to an interesting place tonight. We got to a really interesting place with Ted Bundy's attractiveness. Do you ever just like walk into a conversation and like, or you're in a conversation and you get sidetracked and then you look back up and you're like, oh yeah, how are we talking about this now? How did we get there? If you were a serial killer, I'd forget it too. I'm dead. I know you said JK, but also my girlfriend is in the chat, and she will fight you. Just kidding, she is not a fighter, but same but without the JK. Victor, you have my heart. JK, that's Megan. Yeah, I know, like, to be clear, I haven't actually watched the Ted Bundy tape thing, because this is the world that we live in. I'm commenting on it without actually having seen it, but like in the trailer, one of the things they play up is all these like very young women like following the case, and they're like, yeah, but he is really like, he's really charismatic. Yeah. But like even charisma should not be enough. Like if Megan was a serial killer, please don't be a serial killer, Megan. If Megan was a serial killer, I don't think I would be able to get over it. I'm sorry, Megan. I don't think I would. Please don't kill me. I don't know how we got here. We got to a weird place. Megan, I don't know. I'll be honest. I am trying to catch up on comments, and I may have missed it. So I don't know what you said. Does anyone hear the news of the shocking death of soap opera actor? I was going to read some Kurt Vonnegut tonight, but we are already 50 minutes in, and I said I wouldn't forget if you were a serial killer just because of your stunning hotness. Okay, now I got it. Good news, I'm not a serial killer. Predator-prey dynamic and our fascination of it. Interesting. Oh, I have seen that skit, Alan. I have seen that skit. That was on comedians getting coffee. Comedians in cars getting coffee. I've seen that now. I was like, why does that sound familiar? I've seen that. Yeah, agreed. He's a hypocrite. Yeah, that's okay. It's the raping that's unforgivable. Agreed. Yeah. What Vonnegut am I reading? So I was at one point, and we're going to continue to do this, just not tonight. I was reading Breakfast of Champions on stream, for periods of time, a couple of chapters at a time per live stream. I will hopefully start again next week. I was going to tonight, but I'm not feeling super good in my stomach, and I'm probably going to get off here in just a second. But yeah, we're reading Breakfast of Champions. It's really good. We took a little break because of craziness. So yeah. Have people seen that, comedians in cars getting coffee? Because I'm not super far into it, but I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. Comedians are great. Like, they are just writers. They're writers. Why is my face so whited out? They're writers with like a specific type of writing amplified a lot. Like, they don't do the whole bit of it, but they do one part of it very, very good. Some of the episodes are really good. Yeah, some of them are a little hit or miss. Like, it really depends on the strength of the guest, I think. But yeah, some of them are really good. For instance, actually, one of the episodes I didn't love was the guy from Inglourious Bastards. What is his name? It's like Christoph Waltz. Christoph Waltz. Amazing actor. Not really a comedian, and I don't know why they had him on the show. It was just kind of like a not funny episode. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. It just wasn't very funny. Yeah, the Obama episode was good. Like, I liked that one a lot. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Matt. I liked that episode a lot. It was not a comedian, but that one worked out well. Whereas Christoph Waltz, like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't know, I wouldn't watch it again. Whereas some of them I would watch again. Drinking some cheap Swedish beer at the moment. It tastes like cider. WTF. Yeah, like, I like Christoph Waltz, and no one gained from that episode. Like, Christoph Waltz didn't come off looking good, Jerry Seinfeld didn't come off looking good, the show didn't come off looking good. IHOP did not come off looking good. Seinfeld is funny, I'll be honest, he's a little like, he's like formulaic, if that makes sense. He's funny. I think he's a little formulaic. I don't hate him. I think he's funny, but I didn't really know Norm Macdonald as the Weekend Update guy. I've seen clips, but I didn't really know him back then. Misfits podcast. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to think who else I really like on that show. I'm not super far into it, like I said, but Jim Carrey was really good. Will Ferrell was pretty good. Jim Carrey's was great. Let's see. I think like Chris Rock was really good. Bill Murray is on there. Holy cow! I have not seen that. I need to though. Let me pull it up right now. This is the benefit of Trevor Noah is really good on there. I think I've talked about this before, but one of the funniest things I've ever seen was one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever is in the movie Rushmore, when Bill Murray is he's like disheveled looking in the elevator with Jason Schwartzman, and he has one cigarette in his mouth already, and he lights a second one. Kevin Hart was super funny. Oh, dude, Michael Richards was really good. I liked that one a lot, too. Anyways, I'm off track. I think I'm going to end it here. I think that is probably it for tonight's live stream. I'm going to go eat some Tums and probably go to bed. My stomach hurts. Dave Chappelle was good on there. Heck yeah. Jimmy Fallon's episode. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon was great. He is such a, good... He's got such contagious energy. Very good. I will see you guys next Monday, probably around 7 o'clock. I'm going to try and keep it very steady, 7 o'clock. So thanks for coming, everyone who's been here. I'll hang out here for a couple seconds, just responding to some comments, and then I'll see you guys next Monday. But oh jeez. But yeah. Oh, let's see here. I'll have to watch the Bill Murray episode. Bye for now, Terrell. Thank you. Thank you, bibliotherapist. Bibliotherapist, is there a name I can call you other than bibliotherapist? That is a heck of a long one. Should I call you biblio? Should I call you therapist? Something else? 7 o'clock Eastern time, Brent. Thank you. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Paul says. Good night, Paul. Good night, Victor. Good night, Stephen. Aaron, thank you. Bibliotherapist, thank you. See you guys. Bye. Hope you aren't a serial killer, my girlfriend says. Oh, no. Aaron, have you seen the Vine, which is the... There's only one thing worse than a rapist. A child. If you haven't seen that, that makes no sense. Megan knows exactly what I'm talking about because we laugh about it all the time. Biblio the rapist is terrible. That's not good. That's bad. It's bad, bad. Bad, bad, not good. Okay.